happy to be here. We have with us Rocky. She is here. Yes, welcome, Rocky. Welcome, welcome. She is here and she has some questions in regards to taxes and for someone that's starting her business. And I'm going to take her through some steps, some of the formula that I have used for many years to help hundreds of business owners. And we're going to do this live because I want for you guys to be able to see what the process is. I think that when you see what the process is, then you don't feel as afraid, you don't feel as apprehensive to ask the questions. And and if you're here, you're watching this live, thank you. I appreciate it. And if you watch it as a replay, excellent. Still send your questions and the chat. And also we are going to have a masterclass completely free where I'm going to give you the entire 4-step formula. So, welcome, Rocky. Yay! So, now,
Thank you.
Rocky, I understand so far that um, I'm just putting here to this person that's coming. Um, I understand that you're starting your business. Tell us a little bit of this business, if you would be, if whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
hmm And hi, Susan. Thank you so much for having me. So excited to talk to you, but also nervous because taxes can be such a uh, jungle, as I've heard you call it. And so just trying to make my way through the jungle. I am the founder of a wellness company called Inherent Perfection. And I'm launching a community and coaching program and mastermind called Inheritance Perfected. And so it's a way to create generational wealth by clearing your ancestral healing. So releasing everything that you were told about money, that you were told about taxes, because obviously, and also what we weren't told. So clearing away the space of not knowing, which is why I'm so happy I'm here today to ask an expert on taxes like you, in order for us to start really creating generational wealth. So that's my
Awesome.
company.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And business is a form of love. You give love to receive love, and it is in an organized way. And a business is a separate entity from who you are. So pretend there are two Rockies. One is the business and one is you. The other one, which what that means is everything is separate. Think of Target and Walmart. They're both completely separate. So even if you have, let's say, two businesses, you still treat them totally separate. So what is one of the things that has been on your mind in regards to taxes? That I know that there's a lot of confusion. And what I notice is that business owners don't even know where to start when it comes to taxes. Is there something that comes up to mind that you would want to know in regards to how to be proactive in regards to taxes? Because we know that when we wait too long, the food burns, right? And it is best that we are proactive. So the earlier we start, to implement what we are supposed to implement, then that's going to be a huge different place where we're going to arrive. So it's like an airplane. You are in this airplane, and depending on how you maneuver, you're going to either arrive to the place or you're going to arrive like 10,000 miles away. So, let's, this is great being proactive. So what is one of those questions that is could be in your mind?
Well, I'm curious about, I'll stay with your analogy on airplanes. Yes, you have to make sure you set the right coordinates so you can actually get to your destination and not arrive on the wrong side of the world. um, so what I'm
Exactly.
so what I'm curious about, because several people have given me different advice, accountants, other business owners, there's just all kinds of, people that have information. And so the first thing I want to start is the type of airplane or the vessel that I'm putting my business in. And one person was like, declare to the universe what you want. Like, set up your business as an S corp. And then other people I've met are like, that is an absolute tank. You don't need that when you're just starting your business. And then some people are like, LLC, just go LLC. And so I'm really curious because then actually the very clear question I want to ask you is, someone said that like an S corp is not even actually, if you file as an S corp, it's not even actually a business. It's just a tax designation. So if you could clarify what that means, tax designation, and what are the different levels of like S corp, C corp, all of
Oh,
those, because like that way I can just even know what business to file for and register.
excellent question. And that's a huge confusion for a lot of people. In reality, there are all kinds of different entities, and those entities are created by the state and the IRS because then they decide, and it's correct, they decide based on the type of entity, which means based on the type of instructions that you choose, they're going to decide how much to charge you taxes. So we don't want to go and look at the entire buffet, right? I think it's best if we go directly into the food that is the closest to you, the one that it is for you, because there is already a lot to deal with. So the very first one is the LLC. The LLC, think of a rocket. Your business is a rocket, and your rocket is going to this jungle. And in this jungle, there are four types of, of bases where this rocket can go up, right?
Mhm.
So if your business starts as an LLC, then you can operate as an LLC until you earn a net profit of $30,000 or less. The moment your rocket starts net profiting over $30,000 or more, that's when you change to the S corporation.
Mm,
Why is that? Why do I have to wait till 30,000? Because once I did the numbers, I did a lot of spreadsheets, look at the beginning, looked at the end, look at all the paperwork, all the time that you need to put in. The LLC is the best option for when you're earning less than 30. So with the S corporation, you would have to put in more time and there is more requirements, and time it's not time wise, not just money but time wise. So so the best bet is an LLC. And this is the other thing, even though it's an LLC, people tend to look at it as like, this is my business, but it is like me and my business are one. But in reality, still an LLC is an actual business. And the way that business is alive is by keeping everything separate. So, what does that
mhm,
mean? It
mhm,
means that bank accounts and credit cards are totally separate. That means that it can be even in the name of the person, but all the transactions that are in there needs to be only for the purpose of the business. And there was a case a while ago where this person commingle everything. The IRS decided do to allocate everything as a personal expense because there was so much commingle in there. So sometimes we make some mistakes, maybe one transaction here and there, but the most important thing is to have this ritual completely 100%, all business expenses separate. I know it's not easy though. Um, but it's not only for the IRS that we're doing that. It is also for our own wealth. As a Christian person, the Bible says, "Be holy as I am holy." And I used to wonder what does that mean? What does that mean? Holiness means to separate for a specific purpose. So that means that our money, our transactions need to be completely separate for a specific purpose, which is our business. This way, we actually receive blessings from the main owner of all the businesses put together for the big one, for the biggest CEO. So as long as we follow that, then not only we don't have to worry about the IRS, but we also are going in alignment toward our wealth to create if you are faithful in the little things, I will put you to manage bigger things. And so that's a huge, huge wake up call because most people are just like, they're just doing things fast, 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 but they're not stopping to make that, to put order. So I don't know if that answers your question or what other questions or what other nuance maybe you may need as as more clarification.
Oh my God, that's thank you. That was very clarifying, and it definitely also opened me up to a couple more questions of thinking. Okay, so um, as far as like the like for starting company, 30,000 is annual, correct? Not that's the okay, 30,000 annually, and so then if I'm gonna have like, say I have products that are in that range of 5 figures, 20,000, 30,000. So meaning I'll be beyond that within the first few months of my business revenue. Um, how do I then pivot? Like, do I need to like file like or submit new paperwork to send to switch it from an LLC to S corp? What are kind of the mechanics of that? And do I wait to do that quarterly, or do I have to do it right when I start making over the 30,000?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. The 30,000 is net profit. So for example, you make $100,000 and after all expenses, you have, let's say you have $80,000 in expenses. Your net profit is 20,000. You're still good as an LLC. So you're looking at the net profit, which is the revenue, the entire amount minus all expenses. So that's what you're looking. So, and in regards to the quarterly payments, what the IRS looks is, hey, did last year, did you have to pay more than $1,000 in taxes? If you did, hey, you got to pay us that $1,000 this year ahead of time. That's what they're saying. So
Mm.
if this is your first year, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't add any more thought to it because next year when you do your taxes and you see if you had to pay over $1,000 in federal taxes, then you want to send them a quarterly payment so that they don't give you a penalty when you do your taxes the next time around. Does that answer the some of that question?
Yeah, so basically that doesn't start until essentially my second year of business. So after I've filed taxes at least one time. Mhm.
Yes, that's the beauty of an LLC. That you don't have there's less in the very first year because usually people in the very first year there it's very rare because there's so much expenses that you
Mhm.
have. And so even if you made over $100,000 or about $100,000, you're gonna have so many expenses, you may still be below that $30,000. And so the first year, it's like that's when you're seeing, okay, okay, so now you're situating yourself and but you're not situating yourself at the end, you're situating yourself during the wealth season. The IRS has a tax season, right? January through April. But we, the wealth warriors, this is what I call us business owners. We are wealth warriors because we have success is is a rental agreement. Success is not something you attain and you keep it. No, success is something you constantly pay for. That's what the multi-billionaires, multi-millionaires will tell you. And that is true. So, so it is important, and I forgot where I was going, but but it is important that we we comply with the IRS, but we as business owners, we need to have our own agenda, which is a wealth season. And when is the season, Susan? The
Yes,
wealth
that's
season,
yes.
yeah, it's like when it is, like,
Yes.
you know, well, the wealth season is between August, September, and October, those 3 months. Why do I say that? And this is something I came out with after helping multimillionaire in small businesses. I saw the difference. Okay. Um, Usually those multimillionaire businesses, they're not waiting until the end of the year to start realizing, oh, how much taxes do I need to pay? No, they're doing it in September. They are already making plans for the next year in September. So while everybody is running like a chicken without a head, they're already done. So if when somebody asks, Susan, how do we pay zero taxes like the wealthy do? You know how I've got that question so many times. Susan, what are the strategies that the wealthy use to pay zero taxes? Well, are you ready to do those things? The question is, are you ready to really do what the wealthy do? Because they are wealthy because they're doing the thing, you know? They're being proactive, they're being responsible, they learn and then they apply it right away. They implemented it. Where somebody learns about it and they just put it on the side. So which one are we? Are we the person that we, as soon as we understand it, we implement it, or as soon as we understand it, we allow our brain to give us all kinds of excuses of why not to do it now and do it later? You see the difference? So what do you do in the wealth warrior months, the wealth season is when you do you make sure that all your bookkeeping is correctly done. You do your estimate of your taxes. Now you may say, but Susan, it's so hard because tax softwares are not even open at that time. They don't have it. The tax softwares are on sale on the market like in January. So how do you know what taxes? Well, you have two choices. You play with the numbers from the prior year, or you do and use my training, which is the training where I show you how to do something that even Einstein said that is nearly impossible. And what is this, you may ask? It is the business owner having the power, the control, the authority, the wisdom, the intelligence to go and estimate their own taxes before their accountant and before the tax software. Just think about how powerful that is. It is the same as if you're going to go buy a television, you don't go not knowing nothing at all and go and put it in your car, take it to your house, and then wait for them to send you a bill and you have no idea what the bill is going to be. That would be insane. But that's what people do right now. It is insane. They go do their taxes. They have no idea how much it's going to be. And then when their accountant tells them it's going to be, let's say, 10,000. Oh, I guess that's a lot, but I guess I have to pay it because they have no idea. So with my TCS quadrant, now they can do a calculation, a simple calculation. They already know, okay, I'm going to have to probably pay $5,000. So when their accountant tells them it's going to be $8,000, now you as a business owner will say, wait a minute, Why is it $8,000? Because in my calculations, I had $5,000. Please explain it to me. And then the accountant will start to explain it to you. And then you realize, like, wait a minute, that $20,000, that was a loan. That was not income. Oh, really? I didn't know. I thought it was income. No. Okay, I'll fix that. You see, because they categorize it differently. Oh,
Mm,
that expense, that $5,000 expense, oh, we thought it was personal. No, it's business. Oh, we'll fix that. Oh, okay. And then the accountant goes back, fixes it. Oh, it is 5,000. Thank you. That was my estimate. I am glad I did my estimate because I was able to cut that. So that's not happening right now. They're just saying, "Oh, it's 10,000 or 8,000." Oh, okay. I guess I'm just gonna have to pay because they have no idea how to check. And
mhm,
that's the sad part. That is what that's what really is painful to see that for me. And
mm,
so that's the reason that is important for every business owner. So imagine you, if you're starting your business, imagine how wonderful, how awesome it is for you to go and do that from the beginning. From the beginning. In other words, you're stopping the leaks from the beginning. Why is it of an advantage for you? Because you're starting when your child is a baby. You're not coming
mhm,
to raise your child when your child is 14 years old. You're starting to raise your child when the child is is a few hours old.
mhm,
See the difference? So
mhm.
you have an advantage. And tell me if you were able to understand this.
Yes, thank you so much. I was able to really take that in and understand, and I love your analogies of, like, just getting ahead of it, starting early, and so I hear you're having a full masterclass because I that's where I need to get to so I can figure out the system, so I can be ready. So, I need to know how I
Yes,
can get into that masterclass so I can know how to do
yes,
my estimate.
yes, yes, because that's going to be very powerful. So I'm actually going to have this masterclass tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's going to be by Zoom, and it's going to be at 11. I'm sorry, at 1. There's actually two tickets, one general, one VIP. The VIP is 12 to 3. The general entrance is 1 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. So go to cash takeover slash it's cashtakeover.com/class. So I'll repeat that one more time. Is cashtakeover.com/class. So excellent, excellent. I hope I answer all your questions.
Yes,
Yes, I
very
am
good.
so glad. I'm so glad because one of the most important things I want my business owners to really have is clarity. I think clarity is the first step for wealth, for true lasting wealth. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We went over that 20 minutes, but
N
but
no,
this
it's
is
all
great. But this is great. Thank you that you were willing to be here, and because these helps other business owners that may be frustrated this information. So thank you
mhm.
for that, for your love, for sharing. I appreciate it. So
And
thank
thank
you,
you for the
Rocky.
answers, and it's okay if we went over because what I also realized in your what you were saying is you made it so clear when you were saying it, but I think even more clarity comes when you do what you said is to implement, because that's the difference in the successful business owners versus the ones that struggle is getting the system and then not putting it on your in a file in your cabinet or somewhere, but actually implementing it into your business. So I'm excited to implement.
Awesome. Awesome. Implementers, action. That's where it is. That's where wealth is. Money loves speed. So this is great. I'm so glad. Well, thank you. Thank you, Rocky. Appreciate it. Thank you for being with us, for being part of this community now. All right. Take care. And if you have questions, you know Just go to the cashtakeover.com/class. You can bring those questions during the masterclass. I'll be happy to answer those questions. So thank you. I hope to see you there. And high five, everyone. High five. All right. Take care.